Good morning, participants, and warm greetings from School of Management. This wonderful morning, we have a renowned speaker, Dr. Shazia Nauman. She holds a PhD in engineering, specialization in project management from KS Islamabad, with 6-month research at Elibroad College of Business, Michigan State University, USA. Earlier, she achieved distinction in her MBA from Punjab University in 1994. Additionally, she holds a gold medal in MS Project Management from CASE. Currently, Dr. Shazia is an associate professor at Riphah International University. Before joining Riphah, she was an associate professor in Leeds Business School, Lahore, Leeds University, and was acting as a program advisor of the MS Management Science program. Before this, she was an assistant professor in Air University on HEC TTS. Additionally, she has 15 years of experience in construction industry. Dr. Shazia has committed to research, resulting in publication in prestigious international and national journals and conferences. To date, she has 8 journal papers, 27 conference publications, and one book to her credit. One of her accomplishments is her publication in the Journal of Applied Psychology of Impact Factor 4.7, which has also been featured in Harvard Business Review. Her PhD work has been published in top tier project management journal, International Journal of Project Management, Frontiers in Psychology, and has 251 citations so far. Currently, she is involved in collaborative research with various academic groups in University of Washington, USA, and University Pakistan. For the past 6 years, she has been a reviewer in the international conferences hosted by Academy of Management and IEEE. Moreover, she has been selected as reviewer for many international impact factor journals. She has also been awarded as an outstanding reviewer 2015 by International Journal of Project Management. She has also been selected as member of the editorial board of the International Journal of Information Technology and Project Management. Dr. Shazia is also a proficient trainer who has conducted wide range of management related things in organizational behavior, strategic management, and HRM at NGO corporate level, along with implementing consultancy projects related to organizational development and project management. With this brief introduction, may I please request Dr. Shazia to begin this presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you so much, Professor Ishad, for your intro. Let me briefly introduce myself to all of you. Like it's been 25 years now in the academia, and the journey started back in 1994 when I have done my MBA. Later on, after 10 years of a break, having 2 kids, I have started my journey again for my PhD. And it took me like 6 years to complete my PhD. And during that time, I was able to grab few scholarships. I did all my studies on HSC scholarship. And later on, I was awarded IRSIP scholarship, through which I went to Michigan State University, Elibroad Business School. And that was the turning point in my research, you can say, and the things that I was doing at that time. Elibroad was famous, was top ranking college in research in USA at that time. And through my mentors, I've learned a lot. And this is where I've been right now. I have a total impact of around 100 publications so far, including conference and journal publications. All are in ABDCA category. Mostly the journal publications are in ABDCA category journals. And the list has been exhausted, and it's much more than what it was previously. I work in HR, I work in OB, I work in project management, I work in engineering management. So the PhD is in engineering management with a focus on project management, but I always opted for my research thesis at that time as well for leadership. This is what I truly believe in, that we need to understand the leaders inside us. So that is how Professor Ishad contacted me, that I told him that I would like to deliver a lecture related to the leadership skills, or the thing that I've been working for the last 15 years. So today's lecture is about the role of leadership skills for teachers during post-pandemic challenges. My question to the audience is that, do you think you are a leader? I'll say that yes, we are all leaders. You are a leader, I'm a leader, and we are all leaders. And a good leader is the one who develops more leaders. Uh, this is what Tom Peters says, that leadership is about the development, the inducement of people to grow beyond they believed they could go. So the concept of leadership hasn't changed over the years. It's the same. What we think about a leader, who a leader is, what it does, who is an effective leader. So when we try to understand that how a leader is an effective leader, there are certain characteristics that we would like to see in that person. We would like to see that whether that person has a vision, he can lead the team towards a goal that needs to be achieved in the next 5, 10, 15, or 20 years. Moreover, does he inspire the followers? Does he or she has a strategic or critical thinking? Uh, how about the interpersonal communication skills? Can he or she communicate the ideas or the notions or the work that needs to be done in a clear manner? Authenticity and self-awareness. I think this is the most important part of any leader, that you are true to yourself, you are true to your work, you are true to your people, you are true to what you have committed, and you are aware of it. You need to be aware of what you are doing. In that way, you'll be able to do what you want to do. So you need to be open-minded, you need to be creative, you need to be flexible, and then you can see that there is a list, there is responsibility, patience, persistence, resilience, and continuous improvement. So all these leadership skills are needed not only for the leaders in the corporate sector, but for the leaders in the education sector as well. I personally believe that we need not only to develop ourselves, we need to develop each and every faculty member in our team. And I'm still learning, I'm still improving. So that is the key to leadership as well. I'm still a student, and I would love to learn new things. And I've learned a lot when I was developing this presentation that I'm sharing with you all. And I think that this is what we are already doing. This is all of us are doing, and maybe we are not able to place it at the right frame, that what it is called. So I do believe that all of us are engaged to some extent in all these characteristics that formulate a good or effective leader. What has happened over the last 1.5 to 2 years, that pandemic has come, and then the educational system has revolutionized. And each and every student and each and every faculty member and each and every person in the world has been affected from this pandemic. And the major strike that has been to our education system is that we were having physical classes, we were conducting classes on the campuses, and within a few days or within a week's time, we have to shift to another system, that is the online system, to find ways how to teach on online system, what methods and tools we need to use for online education system. I'll share a small story over here. Being the head of a department of Riphah School of Business and Management, I've been for the last 4 years, I'm heading that department. And our semester was about to start in 3 days, and pandemic was there, the classes were closed on campus, and we were asked to come up with a solution. Each department was asked to come up with a solution, the way they can better make their students understand the content of the courses that we were delivering physically at that time. So I asked few colleagues and faculty members, senior faculty members and junior faculty members in the meeting, what we need to do. What we call I consulted them, and most of them said that, okay, we can wait, and we can have to wait for a week's time, and then we'll see that what other departments are doing, and then we can make our own strategy that how we'll continue. That will be much easier to do it that way. Somehow, I was of the opinion that if we have announced the classes and now the classes are not going to be on campus, so we need to equip ourselves quickly to certain skill set that through which we can start the online learning mechanism. Though the Mollam was there, Mollam is just like Moodle. It's an online educational system that Riphah is having with it. But we were not using it. We were using it for only online quizzes and online assignments. So what options were available at that time was to either go for Google or to either go for Zoom. I just chose Zoom at that time. There was a free service of 40 minutes. And the students can again rejoin. I saw a few tutorials and found the best tutorial for my faculty. Then I called a meeting at 6 p.m. and I called the meeting on Zoom and I asked them to practice Zoom with each other so that they can conduct online classes after 2 days' time. And Alhamdulillah, we were able to do it. We started the classes. We were having morning meetings in the morning. That was a weekend program that we have started classes with. And in the morning, we do have meetings that what are the issues, problems, and the things that we need to do. And in the evening, we were conducted our regular classes. And we started with the face-to-face lectures like right now I'm doing with you. But the duration needs to be curtailed. So we curtailed that. It's like a 3-hour class. We curtailed the duration to 2 hours with a half an hour break after one hour's lecture. So we need to come up with the solutions. We need to cope up with the things that we need to do to make it more effective. This is, I truly believe in that if you choose that what you want to do, it's possible to do it. You need commitment, you need support, you need to learn the new things quickly, and that's how we started our online learning. And I always take pride in sharing that Riphah School of Business and Management was top ranked among the Lahore. And it was very much appreciated by the management that they come up with a solution for the online learning and they facilitated, and students were of course, very much satisfied. That was the ultimate purpose of it. How we do it, what we do it, what we did, we'll discuss it in the course of time. So, Grant Lichtman, a great educationist, he says that with the closure of school buildings, we see that knowledge will find a way to flow, even if the traditional pathways are stopped. So, I think everyone did a wonderful job at that critical time and let the knowledge flow beyond the boundaries. So, what challenges the educational leaders faced during that crisis time? That was not that was a new norm. They have to establish a new normal. They have to take into account the well-being of the faculty and the well-being of the students. So, and along with that, they have to make certain academic progress. They have to improve curricula. They have to provide prioritize opportunities for authentic learning. They have to maximize the use of learning outside the classroom. The things which were not to a large extent there when we were doing the physical on-campus mode of operation, you can say, and further to enhance the digital skills of teachers. The biggest challenge was to change the attitude, to accept the change that was there and that was there to stay. And as a leader, one has to take the faculty along, make them understand that this is the change that is inevitable, and we have to go for it. We have to embrace that change, and we have to be more productive. We have to be more effective. So, how we can do it? What are the skills, leadership skills that are needed during crisis, and then how we can improve those skills? These are the points that we're going to discuss in the next few slides. So, what are the leadership skills that we need during crisis? This is what the research says. This is what we already have faced. The ability to cope with uncertainty. During pandemic, there was uncertainty, and we were not sure what's going to happen next. whether we'll go online only or whether we'll go for the hybrid system, whether we'll go on campus. So, and when we will go on campus. So these were the uncertain conditions that were prevailing at that time. With the passage of time, the things materialized and matured. But at that time, uh, the ability to cope up with uncertainty, that is what I call as resilience. This is what is the future, this is what is needed for future work as well. Resilience, that there is a crisis and you know how to cope up with that crisis and how to sustain during that crisis. The next thing that is needed is like listening. I do believe that sometimes if you are listening, you are able to come up with very good ideas or very good options that you can avail. Communication skills definitely is the crux. Teamwork, cooperation, and solidarity. That is what a leader in crisis should do. Make all of them united. Keep all of them united. And courage and perseverance. That is, I would say, the crux of everything. Courage and perseverance. You have to face the new change. You have to face the fear and anxiety that that new change is building up. You have to be persistent in your work. You need to create hope. You need to be there for the well-being of the students and the faculty. So that is another important skill that all we as leaders should inculcate, not only in ourselves but also those who for whom we are mentors. Empathy. Empathy is one of the key component of emotional intelligence, the idea given by Daniel Goleman. And empathy is that you put yourself in someone's shoes. You feel the same pain that the other person is feeling, and then you are able to communicate the way you need to be communicating with them. And in normal instances, when I used to talk about empathy, I always says that leaders should be empathetic to a certain extent. It's not like this that he or she should show empathy all the time. But when there is a crisis, yes, uh, you need to be more empathetic. Give relaxations to people, understand their issues and problems, and give them the leverages that can be given. That is what is required in crisis to face the crisis and to keep the work going. The ability to establish a plan of action, that is the most important thing, I would say, for the leadership, for a leader, for the leadership skill or for the leader to do during the crisis. How to go online, what rubrics you will develop for online teaching, what etiquettes you will develop for online teaching, how you will communicate it to the students. We used to have regular meetings with the CRs and then with the different section heads and then with the students as well. And that really helped us in creating commitment from the student side and from the faculty side that this is what we have to achieve. So is the online the same as the on campus? No. So we have to go for, instead of midterm exams, for more assignments and quizzes and class participation activities to keep the students engaged. And that is how you do it. What is your plan of action that you will use to make it possible that the content is transmitted to the students in an amicable way. So another thing that I would like to achieve all these things, what you need to be adaptable. You need to be flexible. You need to be able to cope up with negativities around you, the pressures and the stress around you. And you have the ability to be agile, continuous learning and continuous improvement. That is what is required from a leader, and that is required from every faculty members in normal times as well. One needs to be resilient, one needs to be agile. But during the crisis, these needs are these requirements from the end of the administration are high from the faculty, And I do believe that those who are coping with the changes amicably are more resilient and more agile. So that is also the skill that we need to develop among ourselves and among our faculty, providing emotional support. I do believe uh, that is what is needed in this time, that we need to provide the emotional, not only the administrative support, or you can say as a leader, the communication should be good, the plan of action should be there, you need to support them in the time of crisis. I myself have seen that many of our faculty members, family members, they got sick, they recovered, and few were not able to recover. One of my RAs, both parents, they died in COVID 19, one after the other in 3 weeks' time. And that was a crucial time for her. All her responsibilities were distributed. She was given complete peace of mind for days to come. During that time, it took like 2 months for her to recover and resume her duties, and the whole department supported her. I think that is what everyone as a leader should do, to provide the emotional support, to put yourself in others' shoes and understand their problems, and to encourage them, to give them hope. Uh, that's how a team works, and that is what is required from a effective leader as well. So, how you can develop the ability to cope with uncertainty and become resilient? This is what we already are doing, but maybe if we are more conscious toward it, and we are able to understand it fully, we'll be able to see that being positive, is being optimistic, is like the key ability. If you're positive in nature, you always see the things positively. That builds hope, and that helps you to cope up with uncertainty, and that's how you become resilient as well. Resilient means that you are able to face the challenges. How you can face the challenges that you are facing in your job, at the home front, with your other commitments. So one thing that I did to myself as well, and advised my colleagues as well at that time, was to don't listen to the news. I never listened to the news during the pandemic, just for 5 minutes in the whole day. And I used to seek anything that is humorous, anything that is that can help in making my nerves more in peace. So you need to find out, instead of, if you are looking at the TV and you are watching news that are always negative, and there's fire, there is issues of medicine. These are the things we can't control, but it affects us fully. We have seen that over the last 1.5 years, the psychological issues and the well-being issues of the students as well as the faculty has uh, gained a momentum. And one thing that we can do is that we need to limit our exposure to the negative things, and we need to find ways that gives us peace of mind. It can be of different types. Some finds in their religion, some finds in chatting with their friends and colleagues, and you have to find your own uh, uh, peace of mind where it lies. So you need to accept what you can control and what you can't control. Understanding this, that what you can control, you can be more resilient, the things for which you can control, and you can make improvements on the things that you can control. So this is one key aspect that I would say that good leader needs to have. If you need help, don't feel shy. You need to go and ask for the help. Whenever I start a new project, and I've always seen that I always consult all the relevant people, even my junior faculty and my senior faculty, for the suggestions. And I do weigh their suggestions and see that what suggestions are more effective and how I can use them for the betterment of the situation in which I'm right now. And that I would say that helps a lot. Being yourself in isolation is not the solution to the problem. You need to interact. You need to have your own network through which you can get the social support. Especially during this pandemic, I would say that social network plays a major role in resolving many of your issues. Like I was giving you the example of our Ari, she's the ORIC officer working with me, and uh, the biggest problem was that the maid was not coming to home. Both the parents were hospitalized. She was in the hospital, and the rest of the family have food issues, that how they cook food and how they can. So we make it a deal that we'll send, we'll support her in one way or the other. So these are the things that one needs to do when they are having a crisis. The person who is in crisis should ask for the support. This is what is required, and I think she has that ability, that she asks for support, and then definitely if the support is there, many things they are manageable. And do thankful to what you have. Focus on gratitude. If you will believe, if you will see that this is I have got and this is what others haven't got, in that way you'll be more grateful. And this gratitude gives you peace of heart and peace of mind, I would say. uh,
Shashia.
yeah.
So we have one question from Dr. Muhammad Kader Moinuddin.
Yeah.
He's asking, how can we assure the learning process will be effective from student perspective?
Yeah, how we can ensure that the learning process can be effective from students perspective.
Perspective.
Yeah, you have to chalk it down, like what we have done, and this is what I have seen in the coming slides as well, but I would like to answer it here. Students learning is totally different in the online environment, and what we need to do is that we need to devise a complete policy for them. How we will engage them, what rubrics we will use to ensure and that they understand that what we are doing, and how the semester will start and end, and how the classes will start and end. We need to give clear instructions for each class, activities that will be done in each class, quizzes or assignments or class participation required by the student in each class, and the videos that we need to share in each class. So what happened when we went online is that we go for more meetings with the students, being the head of department, and I asked the faculty to spare 15 minutes after each class for listening to the students who are having issues and problems, and then we do try to find out in the evening that how those issues can be resolved. So for this, you have to develop a whole process in which the faculty is very much engaged, the students are very much engaged, and we have to do it in small steps, like working on the curricula, working on the instructions, devising. The best thing that we did was that we have given them more options. The students who are facing issues of load shedding or network connectivity, we keep the assignments open. We give them more days without any penalty to submit. We go for short class assignments to be done at the end of the class that engage the students as well. We opted for I normally teach research methodology. So what I opted was, like, I show them a video. I show them that, okay, you have to write it in the, you have to write about what you have learned in the discussion forum, and I'll be there in the discussion forum as well to see that what you are writing. We shifted from Zoom to Teams, and then we did use the chatting box for discussions and for formulating the ideas. Engagement is the key, I would say. So to make the whole process effective is to engage the students and to engage the faculty in your plan of action, and the plan of action that you have developed for conducting the semester, conducting the class, conducting the classes, conducting the pattern of exams. I hope I'm able to make clear the question that was being asked. If there is anything else that specifically needs to be asked, I'm open to it.
Yes, ma'am, you can proceed.
Okay, thank you. Like this is, you have to develop new skills. Like using new technology is a new skill that you opted, or any one of us opted at that time. So it's a whole process, I would say, that how we can, what technology is best for us. Like we started with the free technology that was available, Zoom, 40 minutes class cut, and then we rejoined with the same link. Because the university told us that they are in the process of getting Teams from Microsoft. And in after a month's time, we were able to get Teams. All the students were registered there. And what happened at that time, that many of the faculty members said, we don't want to shift from Zoom to Teams. We are very much comfortable with Zoom. But top management along, they did a very good job, that they said that they developed two courses which they make mandatory for all the faculty members to attend and pass through quizzes and assignments. And they were on online learning how to use Teams, and trainings were conducted on Teams in the evening, and in the morning we were taking classes during the week. So we brush up, we polished ourselves, and this is, I think, everyone has done a remarkable job for this transition from on campus to online. And it's a still ongoing process, as we are still hearing that it might take another year. The pandemic is going to last another year. So we need to go for more effective tools, like small modules, maybe small videos, maybe a hybrid system, 3 classes on campus, 3 classes online, and 1 class on campus when the situation allows. We have to come up and constantly changing our strategies as well. With the change, when there is a change, you have to accommodate yourself and re-strategize yourself according to the change, the requirement of that change. So what is important is to develop your EQ. So all of a sudden, I'm talking about EQ, emotional intelligence, emotional quotient. This is what the research says. Like, there are many Harvard studies. I'm also a student of emotional intelligence, and I truly believe that those faculty members, or those people, I'm not, it cannot, it's generalizable to all, that those who are able to understand their own emotions, who are able to manage their own emotions, who are able to understand the emotions of others, and they're able to manage and their emotions with others, uh, those who can empathize, those who can do networking, they have high EQ. They're better, they're more resilient, they're better able to, they're more positive, they are better able to cope up with the challenges that we face uh, during this crisis. So these are the skills that you need to develop to become more resilient, to cope up with uncertainty. Um, and another skill that we were talking about was perseverance. So it's a Latin word, going through difficult and severe and difficult time. So that can be built through inside, and that can be built through outside. So how we can build perseverance among our faculty member? Interest, practice, purpose, and hope. So what we mean by interest, practice, purpose, and hope? When we are saying interest, let them choose the courses that they are more near to. Give them the course. I always go for this option, that if someone is having interest in a specific course of a set of courses, he or she should teach in those courses. Because if you have a passion for a specific course, you'll be able to deliver more in that course, you'll be able to learn more in that course, and you'll be and then you have to implement what you have learned and deliver it to the students. You have to communicate them the purpose of that course, and you can give them hope that this learning, how this learning will help them in their careers when they will join after graduating. So how we can inculcate perseverance from outside, like being the departmental heads, the leaders need to give courage to their faculty and to their students, that, okay, this is what we are facing, and this is what we will face together, and the support is there if needed. And that's how you can foster perseverance through outside. There's a research that was conducted by Professor Martin, and he suggests that what helps students to set goals and reduce academic fear and anxiety, which was very common when, which is to a certain extent still there, that the fear and anxiety is there for the students. They are facing it, not only for the students, I think this is true for all of us. But what students can do is, we can say that it's okay if you're making mistakes. It's consider it as a learning opportunity, and help them go through it. If they're not able to submit the assignment in time, give them some more time, give them counseling, make the groups a strong student, a weak student. This is what I have learned, that this makes a very good combination. When the two students are working like this, the projects are very good, the class assignments are of good quality, and help them, teach them to manage their studies, because it is difficult to manage their studies when you're learning online. You have to use one forum to attend the class, second forum for the second forum for submitting your assignments, quizzes, and other things. So you need to help them, that how they have to utilize their time. So this is what we already have discussed, that leader needs to be empathetic. He should care for the feelings of the others. I've seen that during the online meetings, what happens, that people are not able to control their emotions at times. Maybe they think that they are talking in a normal pace, at a normal pace, with a normal pitch, but sometimes they are shouting and they are not aware of it. So um, it's a training that one needs to get, that when we are in online meetings, when we are what we need to care about. If we are having certain issues at home, certain struggle that we are going through, we have to manage it through help, or and that is the best way to take help. So what empathetic leaders do to provide help to their faculty is they need to listen, asking them important questions like, is everything safe at your home? Anything that can be supported through the department. These few words offload the burden of many of the faculty members. I would say that if the morning starts with a positive chat, it does help to take off a lot of your burden. This is the time, in the time of crisis, the empathetic leader can build a bond with the faculty, and you need to show them that as people, you are important to us. You are not only the employees here, you are people that matters to us. So that is and that can be done through small gestures, small you can say actions. uh, what we used to do was, like, whenever someone conducted an online session with like other faculty members, and we have we do organize symposiums and in project management with PML Lahore chapter. So uh, uh, celebrate it. So small things celebrated, it boosts the you can say morale of the faculty, and these small happy moments are memorable, I would say. COVID-19, that has like presented various challenges, not only to the faculty but to the whole world, I would say. And students were have to cope up with various things like low income, social isolation, uh, patients at home, or death of someone at home. So that's like a very difficult time. That what I have earlier said, that leaders should encourage the faculty to do the following. Some teachers are very strict. They said, no, this is the deadline. If you are not able to meet the deadline, there is 0 marks will be awarded. So during in normal days, if you know the student is doing it habitually or otherwise, it's okay to penalize the student for not accepting the assignment. Though I personally don't believe in it very much. I always accept the assignment, but I'll tell them that you'll not get the same marks as the other person is getting, and the -2 will be deducted out of 10. But we need, in this crisis time, we need to be more flexible, and we need to understand with accountability. Yes, that is important. That you should hold them responsible. That okay, this is what actually happens. We do get requests from the students that kindly give us concession for this 3 weeks time period. As I myself am hospitalized, my family is hospitalized. We need to understand it. We need to facilitate it. There is a system of scholarships in our university, and I think during this pandemic, maximum scholarships are given to the students who come up with the request that they are in a crunch, and installments were given, and the system really supports this process of crisis, I would say. You need to show compassion. You need to make them understand that we understand what you are in, and we are in it with you. This is true for the faculty, and this is true for the students as well. Stay
Shazia,
connected.
we have a question here.
Yeah.
That question from Shalini. Um, how to enhance the learning interest of student, and how does it reflect sparked in effective online teaching?
Okay. Students' learning can be enhanced through engagement. This is the key. This is what I have said earlier as well. That how you can enhance it. Yes, there are different things that you can do. I normally prefer to go for 20-25 minutes lecture. Then I do say I throw questions after every 5 minutes. I'll ask the students to come prepared for the class. Like preparation means that I give them some material. There's a concept of flipped classes nowadays, and this is I'm doing it for the last 20 years. I always give some material to read at home, and then in the class we do the discussion. Those, at least everyone has read a part of what I have given, and it's not in a bundle. It's normally 4 or 5 pages document that they have to read in a week's time, or maybe 2 page document, or maybe 2 videos of 3 minutes each. Uh, what is that when they already have seen the material relevant to the class talk, or they have already seen the video relevant to the class talk, what happens is that in the class, the engagement is high. They do throw questions about understanding that concept, how we can practically use that concept, what is where we can apply that concept. So students' learning can be enhanced through engagement, and there are various ways to engage yourself, to engage the students, and you need to learn those things, that how you can engage the students in the online learning process. This is one technique I use. Then during the class, I will ask a question from every student, like it's a discussion question, that what's your opinion about it. And I never say that what you said is wrong. I say, okay, this one perspective, that's good. This and another perspective, that's good. So you need to encourage the students to participate. The biggest fear in the classes is that students will say that uh, uh, maybe we are wrong. Why should we talk? We'll say something wrong, and we'll be laughed upon. And this is the biggest fear, especially in online classes as well. And you have to ease them for that fear. I'll say that I'm also a I'm also a student. I'm also learning these things, and I learn from you, and you will learn from me. So this is how you engage them. Engagement is the key, I would say, for the effective learning of the students, and keep the talk, the formal presentations like I'm trying to give right now, to the minimum. Like sometimes in the class we just talk, we don't have any slides, not having any presentation. There is a concept that we have to talk about, and then we build it from scratch, and then we write it, and then we made a plan, and then we present it. So in the group form, then the classes are created and they do work on that concept and come up with what the class activity in that class was planned. So the teacher has to, the faculty has to do triple or fourth time the work they have to do when they are conducting the class. It's not like conducting the class, you have to take them through step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. And you have to design the activity, you have to design the content that is interesting, you have to make it more relevant to the normal real life scenarios. And in project management and in research, it's much easier to do because I'm doing it for the last so many years, I think. And for the last half, like we go for 2 hours class on the weekend instead of 3 hours with breaks as well. And then last 15 minutes for discussion of anything they would like to talk about, their family, their, and that's the bond that you have to create with your students. That bond is there, and then the learning is there, the engagement is there, the learning is there. So that's how you can help them uh, engaged, help them learn. That's a two-way process, I would say.
Dr. Shazia, we have one more question.
Yeah.
How to teach quantitative papers through online and its challenges towards that influences the leadership skills of a teacher. Do you recommend any techniques or software to engage students and their interactiveness?
Okay, quantitative papers, that was the issue that we faced in the beginning, and the whiteboard was not working well. We do go for drawing boards, but then the high quality drawing boards were costing like around 70,000, 80,000. The 30,000, 25,000 whiteboards were not delivering what we wanted to show, what's more understandable for the students. So for mathematical part and quantitative parts, we used Excel. And one interesting thing that one of my teachers was telling me, that he solved few numericals. And what he did was that he first, because it was more time taking to make a slide of doing that numerical on the slide. So he just put the question on the slide and then handwritten and make the flip paper, different papers, solve that questions on different questions on different papers. And then he used to take the pick of that paper at the when they discuss that question, students did try to show the process, that how it works. So there are different tools available nowadays which are very effective. Mostly the things that we have used is drawing board and Excel sheet. Excel sheet seems very effective in the for the quantitative part. You can share the screen and you can just do all the things that are there for the quantitative questions and the things that you want to do. Then we go for MS Project, the different tools that are already there, and we can share it through online mechanisms to them. Because in the class, what you are doing is you are showing, doing it on board. So on Excel, you can do in step form that what it is. To drawing board, you can write like the drawing board that is there. These are the two main tools that we have used in our system. There are many more. It depends that for few people, like I've seen, they use Moodle, and there are certain things over there. They make short videos at home. They have a whiteboard at home, and they just do the numerical and capture the video, and then they have given it to the students. So I think I found them very interesting, and I found them very effective in engaging the students. I hope I've answered
Yes,
the
ma'am.
question to a certain extent.
Yes, ma'am. We have one more question, Dr. Shazia. What should a leader do if he feels or so low or disappointed?
Yeah, when you are low in mood, when you are disappointed, when you are depressed, that phase happens to everyone, and to the leader as well. Take a break. That is the best thing to do, and do the things that you love most. Like some people love reading, some people love going out for some food, some people love to chat with certain family members. Take a break from whatever you are doing and get your positive energies from inside or from outside. I'm a person who loves to read books, so I'll just go for reading the books. I'm a person who loves to go out and have a food with someone to resume my and to build up my energies and to dispel the negative energies that are in me. Do these are this is what you have to do to be more positive. Till the time you're not able to take out the negativity from inside, you'll not be able to perform well. So this is how I do, and these are the approaches that you find inside. Take a break. This is what HR practitioners are telling for the faculties as well. How to make employees more productive. Give them breaks. If a major project has ended, if you're depressed, if you are not feeling well, um, I do believe that I gave very small projects to people who are depressed and they were not feeling well, and giving them importance to other people. That helps their mood to be elevated, to be good. And if it happens to yourself, you know yourself best. That how you can make yourself more happy by doing the things that you love the most, I would say.
Here we have one more question from our own student. This was a question which has been asked our own student. Being flexible won't works all
Uh,
time. So what can the leader do to get the things done?
uh, Flexibility doesn't mean that you are not doing the things. Flexibility means that there are changes that are occurring, and you need to do those changes to make the process or to make that work done, because it's a normal, you can say, I'm doing my work, a task has been given to me, and I've already finished half of the task, and then I got a call from my boss, and he or she said that okay, this needs to be incorporated. There is a certain change that needs to be incorporated in the already going project or work that has been assigned. Flexibility means that you have a positive attitude, that you have to accommodate that change. Otherwise, if you will just see that okay, this is a new work and I'm not able to do it, if you are of this attitude, you'll never be able to do it in the way that is required from you. So flexibility means that you are open to changes. Flexibility means that you accommodate changes. If I am able to make it more clear, am I?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. We have one good question by Mr. Rahul. How to deal with students whose nature is to be quiet and don't like to interact? How to deal with such student in this COVID time when we are teaching virtually?
Can you please repeat the question? I missed the first half. Not
How
able.
to deal with students whose nature is to be quiet and don't like to interact? How to deal with such students in this COVID when we are teaching online?
Yeah, it's not only the students who are quiet, it's true for the students who are not quiet, because there are 4 or 5 siblings in the home, and if the home is small, then they are maybe sitting in just one room taking their classes. So they won't like to interact because they don't want others to listen the surrounding voice. It actually happens with us as well. What I normally do is, and what I suggest to my student to my faculty as well, that in 1 or 2 classes you are able to see that these are 5 or 6 students that always answer the questions, and these are the students that sometimes answer the questions, and these are 3 or 4 students who never answers the questions. Being a good teacher, you understand that these 3 or 4 students, they are not participating. So like in online class, it's very easy that you engage them with the most talking students. You make a group, the one who is most interactive and the one who is least interactive. What happens in that way, that if you give them an assignment in the class to do, okay, you have to talk about agility, use your mobiles and find what agility is. What do you understand with the term agility, and why we should learn the agile practices, like in project management, what agile practices are in project management. And you have to give a 1 minute talk on the concept and give me one example on it. So definition should be given by one person and example should be given by the other person. In that way, the person who is quiet is by force, if that assignment he has to deliver in the class, after 5 minutes the quiet student will also talk his or her part. And this is how you will build the interest of the student in the class. This is how you will make the student engage in the class.
Yes, ma'am. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So, how we can help the students to cope with all these crises that they are facing? Send them email, send them additional office hours to listen to their problems, because there are issues. Being the head of department and being in the management and on the administrative tasks, you have to understand the issues of the students. So it's online, you have to set meetings. So that the timings should be communicated to the students. Okay, I'll be available during this time, and you have to coordinate with the program coordinator to get time for the meeting so that we can resolve your issue. uh, Regular online meetings is the key for it burdens a lot, but it's I would say it's fruitful. um, Ask the students the issues that they're having, try to resolve them, how you can support them. There are many students who came to me like saying, we don't have a job, we just lost our job. uh, there were a few very clerical openings in our setup, 15 and 20,000. They lost the job of 70 or 80,000. But I asked them if they're willing, we can accommodate for these low paid jobs. And eventually, when they'll be able to find good jobs, they can switch on. And that works. That really works. I would say education educational institutions have done wonders during this time of crisis, and they're still doing it. And supporting and helping and staying in contact, that is what is required. So again, there one another characteristics was of the leader's skills that you need to be is you need to be adaptable. If you were saying that flexible adaptability is what it is, you have a growth mindset. Growth mindset means that you continuous learning, continuous updating your skills, positive attitude, always focus that this is the bigger picture in which we are contributing. And being the leader, you need to make the picture clear to your students, to your faculty, that this is what this semester meant for us. This is what this whole year meant for us. This is what this next 3 to 5 years meant for us. So the focus of the big picture should be clear to all those who are working with you. What we normally do is that there is, we do go for a Gantt chart, we do go for the timelines, we do go for different activities during the semester with the students, with the faculty. So who is doing what? Uh, which teams are working on one part, which teams are working on the second part of education activities. All is in black and white, and all is shown to to the faculty at the start of the semester, that okay, these are the tasks and these are the, and that's been developed, like the strategic plan is developed um, year on for 5 years, for 3 years, for 1 year, and now we are making it for a semester. And what's possible during this 4 month semester, what activities we need to accomplish, which teams will work on various parts. So if the leader gives more clarity, and and the faculty knows in the beginning that what is expected throughout the semester, it's much easier to conduct the semester. And and you can always like whenever I send an email that we are having online classes, we are having on-campus presence 2 days a week, and off-campus presence you can go online for your classes and everything. And I do add one sentence at the end, and anyone can be called on campus during the working days. If he or she is has designated online day on that day, but he or she can be called on campus as well. So off campus, on campus, for you have to make them adaptable by giving them small, you can say, put them something in the plate so that they should know that this is going to happen. Make them more aware that that they need to be the things are changing, and they can be called for any changes to be catered for, and this is how you prepare them. And definitely be open to failure. It's not like this that whatsoever you are doing it perfectly and you will be able to achieve it. The failures are always there, and you need to accept them, and you need to see the reasons why you're not able to perform a certain task, and then definitely you can find ways to make that happen. Again, how the faculty can be more agile. Agile means continuous learning, continuous improvement. It's a flexible attitude towards teaching and learning, and implementation of change, adopting innovation, leaving the conservative traditional methods, and learning new things. That is how you become more agile. What happens is that sometimes faculty thinks that if we have developed a course, uh, we don't have to read more, but we have like in summers, what we normally do is that we revise the curricula for the whole year, and what three parts that we need to do. Have your projects related to entrepreneurship, have your projects related to technology, in which the use of technology is there in the assignments or in the content. um, Third is that incorporate the religious part in your studies. So these three things are always it's always encouraged among the students, that this is what you have to, among the faculty, that this is what you have to do for your for being more agile, that you have to continuously learn and continuously improve. So what techniques that teachers should use for engagement on the online classes? We already have discussed it earlier. Flipped classroom is one option. You already give the material, you discuss it in the class. Use graphics that is more eye-catching and more like some the learners learn things in different ways. So do use different approaches for learning. Do go for arranging for polls, mind maps. Let them make mind maps in the class. So that is how they can come up with new ideas. And class blogs for discussion, that should be there. Live chatting, yes, that can be there. And you can use different tools for this live chatting, as we already are, all of us are using them one way or the other. Then there should be discussion boards and forums for engaging the students, Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups. We have formulated WhatsApp group for all the courses. We have CR's WhatsApp group, we have all RSBM WhatsApp group, we have all faculty group. WhatsApp is, like I would say, has become a norm for online activities. One thing that is very important, and I would like to say here, that we need to define what is expected from the students, and that the same should be communicated to them. What policies, what is expected from them during the course, and how they have to deliver it during the online classes. So if that rubrics and etiquettes and the things are very much clear to the students, I think the virtual classrooms become more interactive and more engaging. So another question that normally people ask is that, can we learn leadership skills? Can we learn leadership skills? Yes, we can learn leadership skills. Um, some people are. It's a long debate that some people are leaders and some people are not leaders. But I would say that everyone is a leader, and a good leader is the one who develops a good leader. This is I truly believe in. And sometimes people say that you teach the things that you know. Normally, what happens is that you teach few things, you don't teach all the things. I said that I always feel good when I teach what I know, and that way I may be able to learn something from the other person as well. So it's like learning leadership skills. I would say yes, you can learn. There are very many free resources available. I've added few over here. You can there are the 11 places that you can learn leadership skills, and that will make you a confident leader without costing you a dime. And there are different places that you can use. They are narrated here. There are weekly leader, integral coaching colleges, MIT has their own resource, open resource center, open resource sources, so you can use them. So what actually has happened during pandemic is that the education system has been revolutionized. And what we need to do now is to think that what skills our faculty need. Sorry for that. Um, uh, so we need to uh, strive through this pandemic, and we need to help our faculty to survive in this pandemic with success. And there are certain skill sets that they need to learn. And there is a list of global skill sets for 2021, which says that these are the skills that the leaders need to learn to enhance their performance in various professions. You can say Microsoft Excel is there, project management is there, data analytics is there, and blockchain is there. It depends on the utility of the skills for your particular task, which one is related to your task, and then you can see that which you should focus on and learn it. That's all from my side, and I'm open to any questions that are there. And thank you so much for your listening and being so patient. So any other question that is there?
Yes. We have one question again from Dr. Muhammad Qadir Moinuddin. Will online learning process will be effective in long run?
I truly believe that the learning the learning that we have through on campus, there is no substitute for it. But online is going to be there. It's not going to go back. So what universities are doing is that many of the renowned universities are shifting their setups to the developing countries as well. So soon we're going to have very competitive world in teaching and education, the developing world as well. Yes, it is going to stay, and we need to learn to make it more interesting. Maybe we can go for hybrid approaches, like I earlier said, 3 classes online, 1 class on campus. for certain subjects maybe, and for all subjects it depends on the on what's decided. We are getting applications nowadays which says that, okay, will the classes be online or on campus? We are interested in online classes, especially the weekend students, because they come from all over Pakistan to attend classes at
Yes, they are.
a place. So yes, that's going to stay. This is what I believe in.
So that's it for today's session, ma'am. We don't receive any other questions from the audience now. So, and here one last thing that I would like to ask you, ma'am. Most probably what happened, student enable the online classes and they leave the classroom, and what study that we can adopt it to engage those students. Mostly this happens in India. I don't know about a neighboring state.
It's true everywhere. It's true everywhere. I would say it's true. What I like after the first semester, there are certain cases that were highlighted that the students were just having the passing marks, or they were not even passing because they were not present in the class and they were not attending the classes. Sometimes they do upload the assignments and quizzes, but they were not up to the mark. So what we did in the last semester that we have just concluded, that in the first 2 weeks, I asked the faculty to see that how many students, like 4 classes will be done in 2 weeks time, and list down the students who are habitual. They didn't attend the previous classes and they're not attending these classes. So I called the meeting twice with the program in charges with those students, and I categorically told them that if you are not attending the classes, then you're not going to make it in this semester, because class participation and we then put all the assignment during the class time, like 40 minutes lecture and 40 minutes assignment time, in which they will, what they have learned, they will practically do it and then upload it. So that strategy really helped us for the students who are not coming, who are not engaging, and who are being absent from the classes. So that really helped.
Uh, okay, ma'am. So now it's time to wind up. Before that, so I express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Shazia Nauman, Professor Riphah International University, for accepting our proposal, sharing in-depth experiences and perspectives on the theme, the role of leadership skills required for teachers during post-pandemic challenges. I request all the participants to stay connected with us. We have scheduled a day 3 session of this international EFDF tomorrow by 11 a.m. Dr. Shavli Mukherjee from Adamas University will take up the session. Visit our event page for more details. Thanks once again to all of you. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you so much
Thank you, ma'am.
for inviting. Allah Hafiz.